I'd like to call the June 28th, 2022 meeting of the Wildlife Resources Commission to order at this time. This electronic meeting is being streamed live for the public to attend and recorded as a public record. Recording of the meeting will be available at www.NCwildlife.org. Commissioners are reminded to say your names before making motions and seconds before commenting. And at this time, I'd like to call on Margot Minkler for a roll call.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm gonna do a roll call for commissioners present. Monty Crump,
Here.
Tommy Fonville,
Here.
David Hoyle, John Coley, Wes Seegers,
Here.
Mark Craig, Tom Berry,
Here.
Brad Stanback,
Here.
Jim Ruffin,
Here.
Ray Clifton, Kelly Davis,
Here.
Steve Wyndham, Landon Zimmer,
Here.
John Stone, Hayden Rogers, John Alexander, Tom Hayslip, J.C. Cole, Mike Alfred.
Here.
Chairman, you have a
Thank you, Margot. And this time, I would do a mandatory ethics inquiry. North Carolina General Statutes 138A-15 mandates that the commission chair shall remind all commissioners of their duty to avoid conflicts of interest and appearances of conflict under this chapter, and that the chair also inquires as to whether there is any known conflict of interest or appearance of conflict with respect to any matters that come before the commission at this time. It is the duty of each commissioner who is aware of such personal conflict of interest or of an appearance of conflict to notify the chair of the same. Are there any conflicts of interest or appearance of conflict of interest that need to be declared by any commissioners at this time? Hearing none, we'll move forward to rulemaking. I'll call on Christian Waters, an Inland Fisheries Division Chief, to present joint rulemaking adoption. Christian.
Good morning, Commissioners. Today I'm presenting Marine Fisheries Commission joint fishing rules for your concurrence. The Marine Fisheries Commission readopted its 03Q 0100 joint rules at a special called meeting last Thursday. Those rules are presented in Exhibit A. The 03Q 0100 joint rules are analogous to our 10C 0100 joint rules, which you readopted in April and with which the Marine Fisheries Commission concurred at its May meeting. With your concurrence on the 03Q joint rules, both sets of joint rules will be jointly submitted to the Rules Review Commission for their consideration at their August meeting. Staff recommends your concurrence with the Marine Fisheries Commission 03Q 0100 joint rules as presented in Exhibit A.
Are there any questions or comments that any commissioners have for Christian Waters at this time about the readoption of the joint rules as presented? Hearing none, I'd ask for a motion and a second for approval of Exhibit A.
Wes Seegers moves to approve. Tom Berry second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Seegers, second by Commissioner Barry to adopt Exhibit A, readopt joint waters rules. Are there any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a roll call vote. Margot.
yes, Mr. Chairman, do a roll call vote for Exhibit A. Monty Crump,
Yes.
Tommy Fonville,
Yes.
David Hoyle, John Coley, Wes Seegers,
Yes.
Mark Craig, Tom Berry,
Yes.
Brad Stanback,
Yes.
Jim Ruffin,
Yes.
Ray Clifton, Kelly Davis,
Yes.
Steve Wyndham, Landon Zimmer,
Yes.
John Stone, Hayden Rogers, John Alexander, Tom Hayslip, J.C. Cole, Mike Alfred.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Motion passes. We'll move on now to call on Betsy Haywood, our rulemaking coordinator for no wake zones, to present temporary rulemaking notice of text for Brunswick County. Betsy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Commissioners. The agency was approached by the town of Sunset Beach in Brunswick County for some temporary assistance to regulate vessel speed in a portion of South Jinks Creek in the town of Sunset Beach. The town has been dredging out that creek and were unable to finish the first phase of it. The rest of the dredging is planned to begin in November of 2022 and will remove a large drifting sandbar that causes part of the creek to be less than 2 feet deep at mean low tide. And you can see the area on the map that you have attached. The channel near the peninsula at the end of North Shore Drive is very narrow as well, creating navigation hazards. Creation of a temporary no wake zone until the dredging is completed will mitigate those hazards to boater safety and to navigation. At the end of the dredging project, probably next spring, the no wake zone will no longer be necessary and would be allowed to sunset. And agency plans to hold a public hearing virtually on July 18th of 2022. And staff recommends your approval of this temporary rulemaking.
Are there any questions from any of the commissioners on this recommendation? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion and a second for approval of Exhibit B.
So moved, Wes Seegers.
Second, Landon Zimmer.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Seegers and Zimmer. Are there any further questions or comments, debate? Hearing none, I'll call for a roll call vote.
Thank
Margo?
you, Mr. Chairman. Do a roll call vote for Exhibit B. Monty Crump,
Yes.
Tommy Fumble,
Yes.
David Hoyle, John Coley, Wes Seegers,
Yes.
Mark Craig, Tom Barry,
Yes.
Brad Standback,
Yes.
Jim Ruffin,
Yes.
Ray Clifton, Kelly Davis,
yes,
Steve Wyndham, Landon Zimmer,
Yes.
John Stone, Hayden Rogers, John Alexander, Tom Hayslip, J.C. Cole, Mike Alford.
yes,
Motion passes.
Okay, and for the record, Tom Hayslip and John Coley both are on, but they have not been able to be heard or to be muted. They both indicated they would vote approval on both of the two motions we've had today. I just want to say that for the record. So that motion is approved. Is there any further business or anything anybody has before the commission at this time?
Chairman Crump, before we slide through this thing, I just want to, Commissioner Berry, this joint rulemaking adoption, just want to recognize Christian and staff for an unbelievable job in pulling this together. I mean, it's pretty revolutionary. Adoption of these rules is pretty special. But I do have a question when it comes to enforcement on joint waters. And and I guess the other side of the question would be, what part of this do we expect to have heartburn from marine fisheries on? So I guess two questions, joint waters, and are we expecting some negativity coming out of marine fisheries?
Commissioner Barry, they've already adopted these rules. Our motion today was to concur with their adoption of these rules. So we're in complete agreement on the readoption of the joint rules.
Okay, I did not understand
There
that
is no
part. Thank you for that clarification.
There is no conflict. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Go ahead, Tom.
One quick. Did we have Zoom meetings before COVID? And we did. Okay.
Well,
And my
we
second-
did telephonics.
Okay, so there was a way to, my question really was, would we have had to have had everybody here in person to accomplish what we did today?
No, sir, we,
again, we would have folks on speakerphone and the public would be able to attend in person only.
Right.
Are there any more comments or questions from any of the commissioners? Any further business? Here none, meeting is adjourned.